What's up, World Wide Web E-Daddy, your angry guy, and we're back to doing some film stuff. I like doing the lives, don't get me wrong, but kind of lost touch or lost base with what I was planning on doing with this season, which is reviewing the Origins figures. And so far we've looked at the Sky Sled, we looked at Battle Cat, we looked at Skeletor. Then I took a little bit of a hiatus, and then we started doing lives. And I'm still going to keep with the lives, but I wanted to do the get these figures reviewed. Now, just a recap here. We've taken a look at other, I know there's a lot of these figures have already been looked at. Some people have got a different perspective on them for a multitude of reasons. We, on the other hand, no multitude of reason. We're going to keep it fair, unbiased, because I don't know how many of them go through and they buy their own, or they've got some kind of deal to go through and be able to look at them, and they purchase them and get them quicker than anybody else. But considering the fact that we are already 6 waves in, and I've only looked at one of the figures, I'm way behind. So that being said, let's take a look at a beastly feller and some of his predecessors. Alright, so we're going to kick this off. We're going to take a look. Like I said, you can tell we're going to take a look at the Origins Beastman. Now, we've had lots of different incarnations in canon. We've had a lot of different versions of him. The Origins figure is said to look like the vintage one from back in the day, except with a lot more articulation. Now you gotta give Mattel credit. They kept him pretty well spot on, except now his teeth are actually together as compared to other ones we've seen. They stayed true with the armor color and the whip. I said you gotta love the articulation factor in this. I mean, moves all over. You got that solid head there. The only thing I don't like is the fact that they could have went through and done his whip a little bit different, because the way his hands are, it's really hard to try to put it in the one hand because of the fingers and trying to get it to stay. So other than that, you got to take the little handle there from the whip and put it there in his hand, where it kind of sits around like so. But other than that, I mean, like I said, they kept him really spot on. Did a great job with him. Like I've said before, on other ones, they didn't go with the whip action, or the twist and power punch feature, I guess is what they called it. But still, pretty damn badass. Kept his color pretty damn spot on. Makes it a lot more easier for posability and all that. Like I said, kept the colors all the same. So honestly, really a well done depiction of the vintage version, which we'll get to here shortly. Alright, one of like I said, we're going to take a look at all the different little iterations of him. This first one came from Mega Constructs. Really, I mean, they kept him pretty much spot on with all of his other figures, vintage wise, face, head, armor. The only thing is the color, a lot lighter than what we're used to with Beastman. And you got, like I said, a solid plastic whip. At least that one holds in his hand all right. But overall, it's okay. It's good. Great for addition for the Mega Constructs figures. Alright, so next one we're going to look at is the Eternity Minis version of Beastman. This one he's kind of got more of a frown on his face. They made it to where, you know, you can actually get him to hold the whip in his hand. Once again, pretty damn spot on, and they got the coloring just right. Armor looks good. Let's say these are great, you know, great little figures without a doubt. Go through and just make them look however you want. So yeah, without a doubt, I mean, really nice depiction here where they did him. Really great job. Can't really complain too much on this one. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the ones from Loyal Subjects. They gave, you know, when the first wave of these came out, they gave you a variant set on these. They went through to start with, I mean, they made sure to give you, you know, the Beastman we know, you know, the coloring and everything, all the armor done just right. Great look on the whip without a doubt. Real menacing looking. But then they went through and they gave you the mini comics original version, him in all red, with just a little gold medallion on his chest piece. So really damn spot on with that. Had to really enjoy it and like it. And then they gave you a flocked version of the mini comics one. Looks more demonic than anything else, especially with the considering the fact that the armor and the waist piece and all that really stands out. But other than that, not too shabby. Alright, now we're going to look at the one from Funko. Now this is the smaller one. I do have the bigger one, but he's like really big to get out, so I didn't really feel like getting him out. That one's got more of the blue around his cheeks and everything. This is the flocked one. But once again, I mean, they went pretty damn spot on. This little guy's gotten some kind of dust or something on him where he's been sitting on the shelf. But yeah, gotta really appreciate, you know, they kept the colors just right. He does look a lot lighter on the camera than what, but still ain't bad at all. Other than that dirt on his nose. Alright, yeah, I know we're going to skip one, but there's going to be a good reason for it, and you'll see why. But anyways, so we got the 2000X version. A lot of people, you know, they had a lot of things to say about the 2000X figures. Yeah, they had like limited mobility and everything, but did still from time to time have some great action features when it wants to. Put the arms up and just this was the one where he's versus the Snake Man, so reason why for the different color. Even the original one, you know, they did a great job, you know, spot on with his armor and all that. Get his arms back down. But this one, he's got that menacing snarl as well. Definitely a different look from what we were used to, but still pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to look at one of the classics incarnations, and this was the mini comics colored one, which was basically just a read out version of the regular one. The regular one, you know, looked just like the rest of them, and as far as color goes, they went through with great detail and with everything on him. Really wish I knew where I'd done with my regular one, so I could show him instead of this one. But you know, they also, once again, they made it to where, you know, he could hold his whip. Instead of holding it by the handle, you could actually hold it, or by the little thing there, you could actually hold it by the handle itself. So, not too bad. Love the longer whip. Alright, now we'll look at the vintage one, which is what this is supposed to be the basis off of. So we got the vintage one here, and then the Origins. Look at the two of them. Armor, everything spot on. Color, spot on. Whip and everything. Only difference is the vintage one, he's got that mouth open compared to, you got the missing snarl on the Origins. And he can actually, the vintage one can actually hold on to it, because you can actually put that thing through his hand to get him to hold that, compared to the Origins one that we was talking about earlier. Size wise, they're right about the same size. The only thing I don't like about the vintage one is where they made the armor where these little pieces pop off, like so. They popped right off of there. Because they were never glued in. They were just popped in there, and then with his, where they did his arms, you have to get those in just about right, so that way they would stay on there. But like I said, in fact, we got the new Origins. Like I said, definitely great upgrade from the vintage. So gotta appreciate what they did. They did a really good job of it. Can't complain. Alright, so all in all, like I said, for a figure nowadays it comes out, you know, it's $14.95 a piece, or $14.99 wherever. You know, they kept true to the vintage style, so that was great. You know, yeah, it kind of sucks they don't have that thunder, right? Thunder punch action, you know, where we can twist and swing back and all that. But you know what? I'll forego that, you know, in order to have it to where, you know, you can put him on things. You can have him posing however you want, you know. And you ain't got to worry about them breaking apart too easy, unless you're just absolutely that rough on them. So this one I'll go, you know, 5 out of 5, because like I said, they kept this one spot on with the vintage look, and they're pretty damn durable. Alright, so that's my quick look at the Origins Beastman. Hopefully we can keep rolling with these, so everybody can get a good look at them. So until next time, keep on collecting, so the line never dies.